Hi, let us first. This is Yelisetty Priya Nagasai from EV11. My enrollment number is E20CSE188, and my topic for computer networks video is principles of cryptography. First, let us see what is a secure communication. It is an instance where the message or the data between two parties is secured by and secured from adversaries. Now, you might ask, what is adversary? It is the malicious entity or any kind of entity which is trying to retrieve precious information from either of the two parties which are sending data to and fro. Now, how is our data getting attacked? So mainly our data is getting attacked in two ways. One is the passive way and another one is the active way. In the passive way, the sender sends the message to the receiver and the attacker is basically just observing the messages, and he or she is not able to interact with it, but they're able to see the whole thing clearly as it is going. And the other one is called the active attack, in which the sender's message or the data is not directly going to the receiver. Instead, it is going through the attacker, and the attacker is able to modify the messages and is in direct contact with the data that is being sent. So now, what exactly is cryptography? So cryptography is the study and the practice of techniques which can be used for securing communication in the presence of third parties, which are also known as adversaries. As we have seen already, the adversaries being the attackers who are attacking passively or uh, actively. So then, if you see in this photograph, you can see that the sender is sending information, which is also known as the plain text, which is then encrypted using a key and a lock in the pictographical way, and it is then converted into ciphertext. And that ciphertext is sent from the sender's system to the receiver's system, which is again known as ciphertext, and it is decrypted, which is basically changing the ciphertext from plain to plain text using the same key that is being used for encryption. And the ciphertext basically is unreadable text which is not able to which is not being able to say you cannot decrypt the ciphertext without the particular key, and the hacker or whoever the malicious entity is not able to understand what is written in the ciphertext. And this whole process of the plain text converting into ciphertext using encryption, and then the ciphertext getting decrypted into plain text, this cycle, which is followed from the senders to the receiver side, is known as cryptography. Now, cryptography is a branch of security, and there are few security principles that are followed in our cryptography. We won't be getting in depth to them, but the six main principles of security are confidentiality, authentication, integrity, non-repudiation, access control, and availability. So let us go through what are the four principles of cryptography, which is the main topic of today's video. And as I've already said, these are related to the security principles. So the first one is confidentiality. It is basically a guideline or a rule given to either of the parties under an agreement of non-disclosure. So either of the party cannot disclose any confidential matter to any other party for any XYZ reason. And this is generally applied everywhere in sense of security and to gain trust. Then there is data integrity. It is basically the maintenance on like keeping the consistency of the data of the complete life cycle throughout. And so it's, for example, if the data I am sending as a sender is my name is, so it should not reach the receiver's side as your name is or is my name. It shouldn't change its consistency, and it shouldn't change the data as a whole. So this is one of the main principles of cryptography. Then we have authentication, that is basically the piece of data or the message or anything that is being sent from the senders to the receiver should be claimed by the rightful user and not any other user like the attackers we have seen in the passive and active attacking. And then in the end, there is non-repudiation, in which it is an assurance to either of the parties that they cannot deny any authenticity over their messages, either by not giving the key for the authentication or by any other means. Thank you. This video again, as I have said, is made for the assignment of computer network subject E20CSE 207. My enrollment number is E20CSE188, my batch number EV11, and my name is Yelisetty Priya Nagasai. Thank you.